Pisces, hi. So this is going to be a reading for mid-August 2025. And I'll do the reading for you, and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. I've got a Pisces tail here, and I don't know what to do with it. It's in my way. I feel like I'm tickling his tail with my elbow, but he seems to be sleeping, so we shall not mess with the Pisces. Boy. Especially with these energies. The overall energy for the reading, the 9 of Wands. A little bit of defensiveness, a little bit of okay, starting off the reading, you get the Page of Swords crossed by the Knight of Cups. There's openness on your side for a specific situation, but it's limited. It almost looks like you want it to be more. You want to show up more for this, but you're kind of keeping it somewhere contained. In your focus, the Hangman, you're trying to just take things as they come, kind of be in the present as much as possible, and I think you're succeeding. In the recent past, the Death card, something may have come to a close here. In your strength, the Ace of Cups, yeah, you're kind of, I kind of get the sense that you're trying to, if something did come to an end, you're trying to allow for that energy to settle down so that you can see what your next steps are, you know, what's next. In the immediate future, the Four of Swords, a little bit of time, a little bit of space for you to collect yourself, for you to work on yourself there. Supporting this reading, Queen of Wands, you know, your sense of drive and confidence to get you through whatever the hell is happening and get to, you know, making that next step and that next step and that next step after that. So it's kind of you focusing on yourself and working on yourself here. The energy that surrounds you, and you may not be aware of it, the Devil. There's an unhealthy energy around here somewhere. I can't pin it. Can't see where that belongs yet. In your hopes and fears, the Chariot, you're giving me a sense of so be it. You know, whatever happens, happens. Okay. And for the first time in this reading, I'm seeing a little bit of an imbalanced energy there. The Two of Pentacles for the potential outcome. A sense of, I don't know. I'm losing it. And I don't know where that's coming from, because you seem to be holding it together for the most part. But let's see. Let's clarify. Let's do the 9 of Wands. For the 9 of Wands, you get the Two of Pentacles, the Devil, the 7 of Swords. That's where the Devil belongs? This is an energy of someone turning their back, but doing it, it looks a little spineless, a little like what the fuck type of an energy. You know, how would you do it like that, you know, type of a thing. And I see a lot of rejection on your end to that. Now, that would imply that, one, you don't want to show up like that for the situation in which you just kind of up and leave, and that's that. You don't give a shit about anything else. Two, somebody already did that to you, and you're not liking that at all, because, you know, who would? Okay. Let's do the Page of Swords. The Three of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups. I feel like this is a time of you recovering or bringing yourself back. Back to yourself here. And you're kind of in that phase right now or something. So it's giving me a sense of one day at a time. We're not rushing through this process. We'll just take it easy. For the Knight of Cups, you get the Emperor, the Hangman, the Four of Swords. Yeah. It's about getting back into your power there. And that's exactly what you're doing. And again, there's no rush to this process. The only one that could rush you through this would be you, but I don't see any urgency here on your end. For the Hangman, in your focus, you get the King of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Seven of Wands. You're definitely pointing out towards one specific energy, and you're saying, I don't want them around while I go through this. So everything else goes. Anyone else, everything else is like allowed closer to you, even though this is kind of like setting up a private space, your space in which you heal, in which you rest, in which you take care of yourself, again, to kind of bring you back. But you're saying in one particular direction, you're pointing out and saying, if this gets closer and closer to me, then I might get all tensed up, and I don't want that. So there's definitely one particular energy that I don't see you wanting close by as you're going through this process. Let's do the Death card in the recent past. You get the Temperance card, the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Cups. This comes through as a definite split in the path of this common situation you've dealt with someone with, and it's splitting ways. It's going, you go that way, they go that way. It's been a long time coming though, so it didn't necessarily hit you, like a surprise, like, oh my god, where did this come from? It was building up in that direction of a split for who knows how long. For the Ace of Cups, in your strength, you get the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. You're making it so, I'm just going to put myself together so that, I go out there in the world and explore the next experiences that life has to bring, and then I'm ready to go. I'm ready to kind of attract the energies that resonate with me, that work with me. You're just so simple in how you put it. It's like, oh yeah, is it that simple? I don't think so, but you're making it look easy, which I know that it's not, but still. 1 + 1 = 2. Yes, apparently it does. For the Four of Swords, in the immediate future, you get the Two of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Swords. Interesting. This almost comes through as an invitation to somewhere on a beach in the Bahamas. I don't know. Like a, hey, I got an idea. We could do this together. But it involves a lot of relaxation, a lot of, we'll just chill. We won't do shit. There could be a friend of yours or someone's family, even someone that cares for you, someone that wants for you to have this time of reflection, of whatever, yeah, it's looking like it's on the way. This type of, it could even come from you. Hey, I want to go do that, I don't know. It feels like an energy from the outside. For the Queen of Wands and the supportive energies, you get the Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you get caught up sometimes in whatever the hell happened, that dead end right there that hit the situation. You get all up in your head sometimes about it, but a lot of the times you tend to bring yourself back into that sense of, hey, this is about me, not about that. Let's not get stuck in those energies and feed off those types of low vibration energies. And I mean, there's the healing aspect of it, sure, but not getting stuck into, oh my god, they're an asshole for doing this and that. No. Okay. Let me do the Devil for the energy that's hidden. You get the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. This is an energy that wants to come back, but it wants to come back as, remember how the reading started with that sense of kind of spineless way to walk away from something? I don't know if this is an expectation over that turning back around with a sense of regret, like, oh my god, what did I do? Because if, let's say this is someone that did this, at this splitting of ways, somebody did it in this way, where they just vanished, as if This doesn't mean shit, whatever. I'm not sure if this is your expectation over them realizing that things were not right, and then they should come back with a sense of regret, or if you're thinking, yeah, they'll see how wrong that was, you know. It could be a sense of, well, I wish they would get their karma for how they handled things. That's a little bit of a vengeful type of an energy. Given that I'm looking at all of your energies kind of in balance, or you trying to keep yourself in check and balance through this process, this doesn't really match. You know? Looks a little spiteful. A little... it's not going to help you get to the point of acceptance here, and allow you to move on completely from the situation, no matter how much you heal this. If you kind of start holding a grudge or holding a sense of expectation over them coming back and apologize with, you know, roses in their teeth, then it's going to keep you stuck there. If that's, I think that's your energy. Let me do the Chariot for your hopes and fears, the Five of Swords, the Judgment card, the Four of Cups. See, but then you don't trust the universe. If you really mean it, that, hey, they'll get their karma, then trust the universe that it's going to give it to them. It's not up to you. That's where it becomes personal, and that's when it becomes, you know, vengeful. Then if you truly believe that they're going to get their karma, or they're going to get what's theirs, then leave it up to the universe. Put it out there for the universe. Not in a vengeful way. In a, hey, universe, you know what you got to do here, but, you know, like, it's still coming through as you wishing harm to them, or, you know, well, they should feel the pain that I felt when they treated me that way. They're probably not gonna in the exact same way. They're, you know, they have their own experiences that would get them through pain, because they are human, so they're, you know, they're not spared of pain necessarily, if that kind of sets your mind at ease. But there's a seed of vengefulness here with this one. It's not looking great, because it's one of those, you know, what you put out there is going to come back to you at some point. So I'm not sure if you want to take a look at that. And I understand you're upset. You do look to be upset. But then again, any punishment they're getting is not going to seem enough at some point. It's going to, well, I've gone through worse than that when they did this, you know. So leave it to the universe. How about that? For the Two of Pentacles, in the potential outcome, you get the Six of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. Something is shown up here with the potential for partnering up with another energy. This could be in regards to work. And I see you not knowing what to do about it. I would say, I think you don't know what to do about it because you're not clear about this process. You're not done with this process. You're not done with stepping back into your power. So you're lacking quite a chunk of clarity over where you're at, what you want, you know, all of that. This is still work in progress while this opportunity comes into play. So maybe that's why you don't know what to do about it, because from an energetic standpoint, whatever that is looks good, and you would be able to identify that and to feel that and to know what to do about it if you had clarity overall, which I feel like you're still building up here. So if that's meant to be in your life one way or another, it will stick around until you gain that clarity, or it'll come back around, you know, when you're ready for it. So don't rush into making any kinds of decisions there until you feel clear about what that opportunity is. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice for you. This is basically a process of you coming back to yourself after something happened here that affected you personally. From the universe for you as a final advice, the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Cups. You can't tell me, hey, I'm clear. I'm clear here. I'm all good to move on. I'm ready. I'm clear. When right after that, you're following with the sense of, I'm not sure if I'm clear. I'm not 100% sure. But I gotta show up as if I am. Because, yeah, it's gonna, boost our level of confidence up there, and we're gonna be okay. Okay. There's one thing to tell yourself that you're going to be okay. There's another to identify that you're not necessarily clear about, again, your needs, your desires, who you are at this moment in time, So even if you tell yourself that you're all clear and you know exactly what's up, and just double check. And if you're too much up here, then you're not clear. So try to double check there. To not jump into things just because you tell yourself that you're clear. Make sure you are. Let's do the Animal Dreaming Oracle and Strength. Number 19. Ants are able to carry many times their own body weight in their jaws. In their jaws? A skill that makes their industrial lives so much easier. Using their powerful jaws to carry food, their young and the loose dirt they have to move when excavating their intricate tunnels, ants work as a team, drawing on the strength that comes with pulling together. Oversized jaws are prized not just for their threatening appearance, but also because they make formidable weapons. Efficient fighters, ants rely on their body strength to physically overcome their opponents and their strength of mind to anticipate their every move. As dynamic and analytical engineers, ants know great endurance. Ants work towards all set goals from a communal perspective. In doing so, all tasks are approached and deliberated upon within cooperative spirit, advanced upon with common objective, and undertaken as a team. Such an approach ensures that all responsibilities are completed quickly and efficiently. They also understand the need for patience because their diminutive stature makes the duration of projects much longer. If Ant has scurried into your cards today, ask yourself if you are operating as a team member or as a sole agent. Are you honoring the role of your supervisor or boss? Are you considering the difficulty pulling your weight around the home? Are you expecting others to take care of you? Are you taking care of them? Find the strength to take responsibility for your own life. Do not expect others to sacrifice their values and beliefs to support yours. When you take responsibility for your life, you inspire others to do the same. B. A web is created in which everyone ultimately supports one another and assists each other in the ownership of joint responsibility. By understanding and harnessing the power of Ant, you will ultimately become the engineer of your own life. It will provide for the laying of solid life foundations from which new opportunities will be offered and success will inevitably be realized. Cool. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.